Today I was able to go to Jake and Yesenia's wedding, and it was a pleasure. Pastor Renji did an amazing ceremony and integrated lessons from Genesis and concepts I've had difficulty deconstructing biblically for a while using Genesis, and just thought I'd share some of those with you. So, you know, the Bible is seen as a very man-favorite book, and I guess in a lot of senses it's hard to argue against that. But one of the ideas that had come up is when um, Eve was made from Adam. Eve came from a rib that was taken from Adam, and it was hard for me to deconstruct the idea of a woman being only part of a man, being only a rib. And one could say that you easily can live without a rib, but the reason behind the Bible telling you that a rib was taken is because not that it was a piece, but rather that instead of God taking from the head and um, making the woman rule over the man, because now he has no head, but she has a head, or if that would make her rule over, but he didn't do that, and then he also didn't take from the foot, which would mean that the woman was to serve under the man. Instead, God took from the rib, which is to suggest that man and woman are coming on equal ground. And then from that rib, he made woman as a helper. Now, the word helper can be seen as lesser, or as a supportive role to the man, and nothing more than that. But what Pastor Renji was telling us is that the word used for the Hebrew, the Hebrew word for helper in this context is also used to describe God as a helper to others in many other instances. And so the way I'm putting this all together is that woman isn't a helper to be suggested as less than, but rather it is more like God sending his helping hand to man in the form of someone that is also in his own image. Because when Adam was told, or when Adam was like looking for a partner, a helper, he looked amongst all the animals and found nothing like him, nothing that he could see, being his partner. And so God made him Eve, this equal helper, and it just makes so much more sense with, I guess, my personal morals, because I don't want to think that women are less than men or anything like that. And now I can support it biblically, because biblically it was hard to, um, just with this Old Testament texts, because it felt inconsistent with what a lot of Jesus says later, and how, you know, women are made into prophets, and how, I guess, just in general, the Bible, the New Testament seems to be much more, um, they use they use women much more often than in the Old Testament. But now we're seeing a little bit of light into how women are maybe also um, not seen as lesser in the Old Testament as well. So just thought I'd share that with you.